What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo. And today we're going to talk about Invisible Woman. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it looks like she pretty much got the same treatment as Mr. Fantastic. Although I do think it's a little bit better. You know, with Mr. Fantastic, everything was pretty much on the same level. His damage was pretty close to the same in both uniforms, both leveled up at legendary. However, with Sue Storm, I will say that in the new uniform, she is a bit stronger than what she is in the Future Foundation. Now, is it what you really want? I'd have to say no. And it actually really bums me out. It actually irks me quite a bit that for her awakened skill, they didn't give her that damage accumulation like what they did for Johnny, which is really a bunch of crap in all honesty. I mean, why couldn't they give it to her? And honestly, why couldn't they give it to Ben? You know, I've mentioned this before, and I think a lot of people already know this from comic books. Sue Storm is the most powerful of the Fantastic Four. Her raw power is ridiculous. But, okay, whatever. And the thing that really sucks about this is, once again, this is going to be a character that's going to end up sitting on the shelf. A character that you buy from the Epic Quest, which is a crying shame. They really should have made her stronger. In all honesty, I think if they would have made her stronger, people would have been more incentivized to, like, especially new players, to go ahead and go out and buy that deluxe pack for her, pay those crystals so they can get her, because they know if they put her in a new uniform, she's going to be insane. However, that just isn't the case. They did do a few things for her. They actually changed this 25% all attack. It was 25% all attack in her Future Foundation uniform. Now it's at 40% all attack, and you actually get a heal. But they did take away her invincibility from this skill. In all honesty, it's not a really big deal, but they did also give her a heal. The all defense down, actually, even though it doesn't show up in the other uniform, she actually does have the all defense down on the third skill. That does start off at 35% and stacks up to 50%. But they actually put it in text on here, so it's good to know that at least they make some things at least a bit clear. They also added 1 second of immunity on her fourth skill. And then they also gave her 2 seconds of paralysis. I mean, she's got a lot of CC, especially in this uniform. She's got the charm still, which actually gives you a heal also. But now she's also got the heal from the third skill, and she's going to get more immunity. A second longer. I mean, in her other uniform, it's actually 4 seconds. And then they also... And they didn't change the fifth skill at all. Really, the third and the fourth skills, what they mainly changed for this character. And in all honesty, man, if she had that damage accumulation on this awakened skill, I'd probably transcend her. I probably would transcend her, but no. And they also changed her leadership. So now she has this really wild leadership, which applies to all allies, removes all debuffs for 6 seconds, and immunity to all debuffs for 12 seconds. And this is pretty funky wording, in all honesty. Why didn't it just say remove all debuffs for a certain amount of time? I mean, if you're removing all debuffs, aren't you essentially immune to debuff? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but maybe in the future it will. And in all honesty, her animations are pretty much the same as they always were. And, you know, and you can look at the build. What we're going to do is we're just actually going to do a little damage comparison between these two uniforms. I mean, even on their uniform effects, you got 10% increased energy attack here, and on the Future Foundation, you got 10% increase of energy attack. And something to note right now is that in the new uniform, she has 31,000 energy attack. And since this other uniform is at Mythic, or Future Foundation is at Mythic, it's got 33,800. So you're looking at almost 3,000 difference in energy attack on the Future Foundation uniform. So we'll just jump into World Boss. I'll show you guys the difference in the damage between these two. And we're just going to do stage 16. And I think this is really the big problem. In all honesty, having 4% Pierce and about 100%, I'm sorry, having 6% Pierce and having about 100% energy attack, you really would think she'd be a lot better. I mean, I'm going to be using Nick Fury's leadership, the 50% increase of all attack and the 55% damage to supervillains, and Shuri for the 45% damage out to supervillains. And you're going to see that, yeah, she can do stage 60, but she's not going to go a whole lot higher than this. We're not going to use any strikers. And she plays pretty much exactly like she does in the Future Foundation uniform. So there was no really big creativity in developing this uniform, which is, I mean, that's a crying shame in all honesty. We're just going to go ahead and switch to her, and we're just going to hit the 4-5. We're just going to hit that, and then we hit the all defense down. And we did get snared. There we go. We got a little all defense down still applied. So we're going to run. There we go. And the good thing is, I mean, she's got that paralysis on the 4th skill, which is really nice. I mean, it can take Cull or your enemies out of their skills. I mean, the bad thing is that it's only going to work in regular world boss, and that's another crux, right? All these things that make Sue really strong, like really good, her CC effects, won't work against Null and Mephisto, which is a real bummer in all honesty. But even if it did, I don't think your damage would really be good enough in all honesty. I don't want to get time frozen. Here we go. Okay, so we got down to the bottom of the 14th bar in 1 minute. So now we're going to switch to uniform. We're going to put the Future Foundation uniform. And remember, this uniform has almost 3,000 more energy attack than her classic. Down to the bottom of the 14th bar in 1 minute. So let's see what she does now. I'm going to try to play her the exact same way. Okay. And the prop came way late. So we're going to try to move around. There we go. Okay, we're going to try to move. Watch out, we don't want to get hit by anything. Okay, run around. So far, we're keeping the proc pretty much where it belongs. Alright. Okay, run over here. Whoop. Yeah. And, you know, and the fact that this uniform is at Mythic, I mean, does give it a massive advantage. But you can see we pretty much did one more full bar with her classic uniform, with the newest uniform, and that's with it at normal versus this uniform at Mythic. So the new uniform is stronger. It is strong. It's just not strong enough. It's not as strong as it really should be. You want to see a pretty big upgrade, especially with all the other uniforms that we've been seeing get reworked lately. And it just feels like they kind of shafted her a little bit. You know, in all honesty, it feels like they shafted Mr. Fantastic. And it feels like they shafted Sue. I mean, yeah, it's an upgrade, right? It's an upgrade. But it really isn't good enough. I mean, that's kind of the thing. I mean, and, you know, even if I had the other uniform at Mythic, I mean, yeah, we'd be doing more damage. But it just wouldn't be good enough. That's kind of the thing, you know. So if you transcend this character, if you fully awaken her, she's probably not going to be very good against Null, even in this classic uniform, which is a bum deal. And that's why I wish they would have kept but I wish they would have gave her the damage accumulation like what they did for her brother. It just doesn't make any sense why they did this. I mean, honestly, it irks me quite a bit. Once again, Sue gets another uniform, and it's just like when the Future Foundation uniform came in the game. All the YouTubers, including myself, were like, it's kind of whatever, and then nobody cared about it and didn't even play it again, right? Unless you're just a hardcore fan of Sue. And I love Sue, right? But it just isn't good enough. You know, I mean, you got the applies to all allies, guard against hit, you know, grants 7% invisibility, ignore targeting. And this goes to all allies. I mean, that can be good for PvP. You know, you got this passive here, which they did change to decrease all damage received by 45%. That's actually on a cooldown, right? When you're using your invisibility to help your survivability, you also get, you know, you got the guaranteed critical rate. I mean, there's decent things, and they've done some things for her, but it really wasn't enough. In all honesty, they just didn't do enough for the character at all. I probably won't transcend her, which really sucks because I actually have her at level 70 and I could transcend her. However, the thing is, I'd have to dip into the piggy bank and start spending some money in order to get the resources. And I'm sorry, guys, but I just don't think that Sue is worth it, in that she's going to be doing really well for you against Null and Mephisto. That's really why we would awaken her or awaken her for PvP. And I don't feel like she got as good a passive like, say, someone like Jessica, you know, like the Defenders teams. I mean, they just didn't get the love. I mean, in all honesty, Ben actually would be a lot better to awaken because you actually can get the buffs for the Fantastic Four allies. I mean, having this, you know, 40% increase of all attack and having that super armor and then increased damage dealt to boss types by 25%, that's a great support for the Fantastic Four. And then since the Human Torch is so strong, Ben would be freaking amazing for him. And really, it's going to be Human Torch in all honesty. I don't think Mr. Fantastic really got the love he deserved. And in all honesty, I really don't think Sue did either. So let me know how y'all feeling about Sue Storm. I am disappointed with this uniform. Not as much as the maker, but still disappointed. And hopefully, again, you know, I hope Netmarble rethinks this. I mean, this is a deluxe pack character. This is a character they should buff up, make super strong to motivate and incentivize people to want to buy her. You want people to look at the deluxe pack characters and be like, man, which one do I choose? Which one do I choose? Do I choose Sue? Do I choose Moonstone? Blah, 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 right? Now it's just easy pickings. Moonstone, 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 right? Everybody just wants to pick her, right? Because she's the strongest. Well, if you made Sue just as strong, right? If you made Psylocke just as strong, then people would have trouble deciding. And it would motivate people to want to build more of these characters and actually spend more crystals to want to level them up. So let me know how you're all feeling about Sue Storm. I really feel like she didn't get the love she deserved. And I do stream on Twitch at Reset, Sunday through Thursday. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.